I gotta ask you this question because they sent it to me on the Cash App. They said, uh, you got your woman. I know she's probably right there next to you. Which country has the friendliest women and why?
I mean, we're gonna have to go with like an African country. And
Mm,
I say if you're black, again, I don't know what's up with dudes. If you're black, Africa is gonna have the friendliest experience if you're socializing with women because they're black as well, and that's pretty much the sum of it right there. It's a race based thing. If you go to Turkey trying to like date women, I mean, you're black. And, black folks were slaves over there in Turkey. Like, they gonna be looking at it, and slavery didn't end in Turkey, I think, until like what 1929. So that's recent compared to ours. Ours is like 150. So they still look at black folks as like, it's fresh meat for them, or it's fresh. Let's just say it's fresh. Versus if you go to Africa, I mean, they just black, man. I mean, white folks like white folks. That's why Europe is still majority white. Asian folks like Asian folks. That's why Asia is still majority Asian. Black folks
mhm.
like black folks.
Another question that came through. I wasn't trying to interrupt, but they asked if, being that we don't own social media, and if they was to ban you on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, what would you do to earn a living?
I still got my barber's license, and I got an email list too. All my clients are on the email list, so I would work off my email list still. But I have my barber's license to always fall back on.
Okay, that's
Yeah, no,
cool. That's cool.
I always gotta trade. Now the thing, the bad part is, could I live in another country, cutting
Mhm.
hair? Probably not. I would go back to the States to cut hair. I would just be starting over from square one. But no.
So that lead me to my next question though. Like, you said you're trying to start a barbershop in Kenya, and it's gonna be like a follow up question. You say you're trying to start a barber shop in Kenya to teach people how to cut hair and stuff like it. So if it's like if they charging $6 or $7 to cut hair, like what would be the benefit of cutting hair in Kenya or overseas if it's so cheap? It's not a really. It's a necessity that we need here. We want. I just spend. You see my stuff. I used to have my beret on. It costs $40 and $50 here, but if it's $7, like how would you make it with that? Like just going to do barber. Would you think you had to come back to the states if you get banned? Just like they banned me on Instagram for nothing for like a year. I couldn't go live or do anything. So what would you do if you lost everything? TikTok, Facebook, all this, or what would be the next move if barber pays so low in outside the states?
Well, no. What I'm trying to do is do a barber school. So, like, schools are usually funded by governments.
Hmm.
Yeah, but no, I mean the. Let me see what I was trying to say. The barber school. I mean, if you're saying if I was banned, I mean my new niche that I'm leaning into now is history. Like I already got my other channel monetized. I'm just waiting on the traction to pick up, and then once it picks up, my Auston Holleman channel is gonna be irrelevant for a while.
Yeah, I picked the niche,
I'm
man.
trying to
Like
switch
that's a good
niches.
niche, man. You got to pull me up, man. You got, hey, look, hey, let me get on there. I'll be talking this history when we get done. I'm gonna talk some history at it is, man. Like I like that though. I be in the history. I got a bunch of books over there. Like I like that, man. So you gonna go the history route?
Yes, no, no. History is my passion.
Mine
Two
too.
things I'm
I agree.
passionate about is cutting hair and history.
So you would just leave the barber shop and just come back to America, like. So I assume like you got money aside, being that you said like if everything ends, you'll just switch the niche over and stuff and still make money on. Like, how would you do it? Like you said, you got the contact list of emails, so you would rely on them.
I mean, you can't rely on them, but that's just to keep in contact because you are YouTube. I have 161 or 162,000 subscribers, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube is in control of those emails. So it's your job to either sell something or give them something for free to get a hold of their contacts to get an email list, because an email list is, you can sell an email list. You know, that's an asset. It's literally considered an asset in the digital business world,
Yeah,
and
I know
has
you
been
said
for
this.
30 years.
Like I
Yeah.
said, I be watching your channel, man. You were saying something about like how you do like import export stuff out of Kenya. Like say for instance, like I'm gonna just exaggerate, like it's a vase that nobody can get. You'll see it for $30 and you'll sell it in America for $130. So you do that a lot to make, like, it's basically like an Amazon store to like make money. You do that a lot too.
Yeah. I have products in my store that I do that with too.
All right, I got like three more questions, man. I know it's late, you and I appreciate your time and stuff like it. Uh, I'm freestyling. How would you? How do you feel about like, you got your girlfriend and stuff now? Like, I feel like doing content with a woman, it makes like, say for instance, you Austin Holleman, people watch you. Like I watch your lives, and you have like 300 and 400 people in there. But when you get a girlfriend, they look at you, you like you're not the same Austin Holleman because you usually bounce around and stuff like it. But you create a whole new lane with being in a relationship, so it's a whole new lane for that. How do you feel with, like you said, you're trying to have Z do content and stuff, like what type of content she gonna make, in this male driven space? And you know how males do, like they like if she's doing like travel content, males gonna be in there, like they'll try to book a consultation and just to try to slide on your girl. So like, you know, in our minds, you'd be like, yeah, I'm him and she ain't going nowhere. But I just look at life, man.
I mean, they could book a consultation with her. I'll take the money.
As simple as
That's my
that.
girl. She not gonna. She not. I ain't worried about that. But yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'll just take the money. She'll buy me a pair of shoes. She said she'll buy me a pair of shoes. Consultation money. Yeah, I know how these dudes is. Be like, Austin, why do you talk to Austin? He got so many hoes. They'll be sending emails
Like
like that.
they
I
throw
already
you
know how
under
they
the
get it.
bus. Like that's why I said that's a dangerous game. That's a dangerous game. So I see you in the tattoos and stuff though. Like you had the passport bro tattoo on you. What made you take the passport bro stuff off? And like they was looking at you like you was the leader, boy. Like I'm about to put on my Black Panther stuff at it is and go do the next live. But they was looking at you as a leader. Like what happened with that, man?
No, it's because again, if I had a Kappa Alpha Psi tattoo, I would be cool. I would have never took it off. That's a fraternity. That's an organization. You got to pay a membership. If you do something that's against the rules that misrepresent the organization, they can revoke your membership. We disowning him. It's just like you can't falsely claim to be part of the Ku Klux Klan. Like that's a real organization,
Hey, we're gonna have to
But
have
when it comes to
history on that.
passport, bro, yeah, when it comes to passport, bro, that's just literally somebody just walk around talking. That's like that I identify as a woman bullshit. Like, I'm a passport bro too. That's just like I identify as a woman, It's the same type of thing. So like I was like, nah, whenever I realized, oh, if Bobby does something and he beat up a chick and they say he a passport bro and I'm associated with that, they throw that under my reputation too. So I was
You
like, nah,
black,
I
they
want to be able
say
to
all
control
of
my
us
own
passport
reputation.
bros. We black, they say all of us passport bros. Like when we leave the country, we all a passport bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think travel as a niche, do you think being a travel YouTube vlogger is profitable? Like travel like content, like being there, like I feel like me as I do travel stuff, but I feel like they don't push it enough. Like it's like I spend all this time editing and it's just 13 views.
Yeah. The YouTube algorithm has changed where you gotta go to above and beyond if you're gonna be doing travel content. Mainly, Bobby and I was talking about this. The black travel content creators are like shadow banned right now. Like I
Exactly.
remember last year early 2025, I could put up a video and I would get 50,000 views in a month on at least on one video. Now I put up a video and I went out, like when I went to Sri Lanka, good thumbnail and all that video, man, that video took a month to hit 10,000 views. But I go live and I'm 300 people in, you know. But it could be a title and thumbnail thing. You're gonna have to get back with me on that. But I mean, my history niche is doing better than my travel niche. That's why I'm like, man, I know I got 160,000 subscribers. If you like history or if you want to learn history, just come over to the other channel because this travel shit is done.
Hey, man, I'm saying the same thing, man. I'm saying the same thing. Okay, I got two more questions. YouTube beef. You've been in this YouTube streets for a minute and you acquired a lot of people coming in, Mr. Auston Holleman. You have beef with Peso, man. Oh my God.
Yeah, I like him the most.
Man. I was just about to ask you this though. Like, let me finish. Peso, man. My guy, he from Memphis. He right down the street. Travel Time with Paul. And then you got a new one. Nah. I got to get him on the panel. Like, after we done with this, I'm going to reboot a whole nother live and try to see what's going on. Like, I got to get, just how I'm doing this, I want to have a sit down with him. So, Nana, like, how did the beef come with Nana?
I ain't gonna give him too much energy, man, but I think he just one of them envious Africans that want to be a Black American. I mean, I seen his content. You know, the dude is, I don't know, man. I'm glad I had the parents that I had because they raised me pretty good. I can tell that by interacting with these other men.
So you had two parents coming out, right? You know, that's a major question to people that don't know. You had a mom and a daddy and stuff, right? They just think we don't have moms.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't get along, but I mean, I know my mom I know my dad just as good as I know my mom. They just didn't get along, so we didn't live in the same house. But my dad was just my life as much as my mom.
He was influential. That's good, though. You ever experienced racism in any one of these countries and stuff?
Oh, yeah. I experienced more racism in Brazil, Turkey, Argentina, even somewhat in Paraguay. Not really, but, you know, small experiences. And even, no, that's really it. But I mean, believe it or not, I never really experienced racism in the States like that.
How you didn't experience it down there in Texas? You know, being the area you was in, you said, what you said was it wasn't Dallas? It was what was the part of Texas you was in? Yeah,
Dallas. I was in Dallas before I moved out of the States. Yeah, I lived in Dallas the last 3 years. No, I mean, you know, maybe I don't really count it because, you know, you driving down the street, you got your windows down, you hear somebody call you a nigga, but they wasn't bold enough to like flag you down. They just said it out the side of their mouth where you just heard it, you know. Yes, but it was never no getting chased down the street by no white boys, nothing like that.
I mean, we didn't get chased down the street though. You know, I'm in Tennessee. If you know history, you know the KKK was formed in Pulaski. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. That was 45 minutes away. So, you know, I experienced a lot of that stuff. So,
I did a video about them too.
Into the channel, the rhythm is true. Hit the screen, join the flight. Come along for the ride through the night.